Whoa! Shit! I'm sorry, man. That's the best way I can start this video. Holy moly, that's a move right there. That is a move. Everybody know what the hell I'm talking about because you read the title. If you didn't read the title, I mean, first of all, thank you for just clicking on my stuff without even reading the title. But, man, there is some puck to talk about today, ladies and gentlemen. Holy moly, we have a trade to announce, and I am taking on the New York Rangers because the New York Rangers got our Termapreneur yesterday, and that is pretty dope. And hopefully, I don't get scored on by our Termapreneur, but that could very well happen. That's going to be huge for them to have Panarin, Kako, and we're just going to flip the puck down the ice. That was hilarious, but this is about the Leafs, man. This is about the Leafs and the Colorado Avalanche. Huge trade. Okay, for months, all I've heard, all that we've been hearing is the Leafs defense is trash. The Leafs defense is awful. And they need, well, okay. So they need to fix it in order to be actually competitive and an actual contender. Now, their left side of the defense was pretty goddamn decent. Okay, it was pretty decent, especially once they added Muzzin. It was fine. The right side is what was, not so great. And so, insert the trade that happened yesterday, okay? On July 1st, instead of signing a free agent, they just made one of the biggest deals they have made in a little while. Now, the full trade breakdown. Toronto is receiving from the Colorado Avalanche Tyson Barrie, right-hand shot defenseman, Alex Kerfoot, who is a wing/center, and a 6th-round pick in exchange for center Nazem Kadri, defenseman Kelly Rosen, and a 3rd-round pick. So basically, they switch picks. They move down 3 rounds. I believe both picks are in the same year. I believe they are both in the 2020 year. But the big names here is Tyson Barrie for Nazem Kadri. Now, I don't want to disrespect Kelly Rosen because he is a decent defensive prospect in my honest opinion. I think he is a decent, he can probably be an NHLer, maybe, the top 6 defenseman. Okay, top 6, maybe your 5th defenseman. But that's about as high as Kelly Rosen's going to go, in my opinion, unless he explodes, in which case, I mean, what are you going to do? Today, you can't predict that he's going to explode, so it is what it is. But, oh, hold on, we might have to make a save right here, and we do just that, and then my teammate hits the post. Wow, thanks, Jake. Jesus, that was interesting. But, also, don't discount Alex Kerfoot. I know he's unsigned right now, but he is a solid player, man. I don't get to watch him that often, obviously, because, I mean, who watches the Avalanche on a regular basis other than, a team that plays the Avs a lot, or Avs fans? And, no disrespect to the Avalanche, it's just not one of those marquee teams that you just watch for the hell of it. But, from what I've seen from him, Alex Kerfoot, pretty damn good player, pretty decent, and he could probably be a solid 3rd-line option. He's out there getting 40 points. It's not he's not going to light the freaking league on fire, but he can do what he can do, and he can do it well. Okay. He can fill the Nazem Kadri spot on the 3rd line. Now, is he a downgrade over Nazem Kadri? Absolutely. I don't think he's going to score 30 goals like Naz does, but, Kerfoot still can fill that role, which is a 3rd-line player, and I think he can do it pretty well. Now, let's talk about the big fish, because we got the supporting assets out of the way. It is time for Nazem Kadri and Tyson Barrie. Now, the Colorado Avalanche ended up retaining half of the salary of Tyson Barrie. That is freaking huge, and that is partly why the Leafs are giving up the high pick here in the third round selection as opposed to the 6th round selection. So that's why. It's because, first of all, they're retaining a lot on his cap hit, and they are also giving them a right-hand shot defenseman. And for everyone who doesn't get why that is a big thing to have a right-hand shot defenseman, it's just that the majority of defensemen in the NHL are left-handed, so right-handed defensemen are just more rare. That's literally just the whole supply and demand curve. That's why right-hand shot D-man go for a little bit more than left-hand shot D-man. It's just there's a lesser supply of them, as we make a decent underrated save right there just by easily stopping him. But Tyson Barrie, man, ultimately he is a good offensive defenseman. He drives play, he moves the puck forward, And he actually can create some stuff once they're in the offensive zone, too. It doesn't just stop there. Tyson Barrie, solid. Now, he's not as good defensively. Okay, if you look at the stats, he's like, he's not awful. You know, he's not Cody Ceci, which that's another move. Ooh! Ooh! JT scoring the most JT goal you can have other than literally like a tip. Carlton the Bear is going to go insane for that one, but he just powered himself in there and got her done on Henrik Lundqvist. But basically, Tyson Barrie, right? He's a good offensive defenseman. Not that great on defense, but I guess he's serviceable. That whole pairing, okay, if they put him and Riley together, that pairing is going to be able to move the puck extremely well, okay, and they're going to have easy, you know, check plays where they just go, okay, let's just be safe and drop it down, because Riley doesn't have to be the guy to move the puck on his pairing anymore, because he's hopefully they don't re-sign Ron Hainsey, and it's nothing against Hainsey, it's just that their coach is still gonna give him too much playing time if they re-sign him, so I don't want the Leafs to re-sign him, even though I think he's a decent player. He could be a great third-pairing defenseman, and we see the game's quality on full display right there. That was huge. So I like the prospect of that pairing. Now, the stats, you know, as far as the defensive stats for Tyson Barrie could be attributed to Colorado not really being that great of a team. You know, like, let's not even kid ourselves. They're not the greatest team defensively. They're more leaning on their top line, and that's just kind of what it is. So maybe there's a little part in that. You know, I doubt it though. I think defense is a legitimate weakness of Tyson Barrie's game, and that's gonna be a nice save to end the first period. But like I said, man, Riley and Barrie are gonna move the puck very, very, very well on the same pairing. As far as Nazem Kadri goes, man, Naz, the longest serving Maple Leaf as of 2 days ago. He really was, man, and he was a warrior. He's been through a lot with the organization, and the organization's been through a lot with him. And you know what? I think ultimately getting suspended a second time against the Boston Bruins, it's just that's what did him in, man. You can't do that. As soon as he got suspended, I was like, yeah, he's done. He's done in Toronto. You can't keep him after that. You can't do it because, I mean, after that, then you look stupid. If you keep him and he does it again a third year in a row, then you look stupid. You know, so you don't want to do that. You can't take the chance, and you gotta make the other players on the team accountable. That's gonna send a loud and clear message to the rest of the guys in that locker room, like, yo, we don't care who you are. We don't care, you know, what your standing is with the team. If you do dumb shit like that, listen, bro, we're not married to you. All right. I know that Zucker's wife thinks hockey is the same thing as marriage, but that just isn't the case. Okay. It's not the same. It's not the same at all. Somebody tell that bitch. I'm sorry. I don't know why I went at her, but it's one of the most ridiculous and dumb tweets I've ever read. Is Zucker's wife's reaction to, you know, the Wild saying that they're going to be in on offers. Of course they're going to be in on offers, you dick. Of course they are. If the Oilers offer McKinnon, yeah, that'll be the day. If the Oilers offer McDavid for freaking Zucker, the Wild are going to take it. Like, I'm sorry, they just are. Not saying that they would before somebody tells me that's a ridiculous trade. I know it's a ridiculous trade. That's why I said it, because the Wild would never turn that down. Shoot that! Let's go! Boom! Austin Matthews, NHL 20 cover athlete. I think CC might have gotten an assist on that. That's good to know. That's good to see, because CC is probably not going to be that great on the Toronto Maple Leafs. If he's on the second pair, I hope the Leafs aren't done. I hope they are not done, because, oh man, CC on the second pair, I don't like that at all. I don't like it. Oh, big save. Okay, that is not my fault. That is not my fault. I think that was CeCe's turnover, too, just as I'm talking shit. Oh, man, he's going to go ahead and turn it right over, right into the slot area. And I made the first save, but, like, there's only so much I can do. And Nemesnikov's going to come away with a big goal. I thought I was in position to make the second save, too. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I could have. If I got the right animation, I would have made the save. But, you know, that's coulda, woulda, shoulda stuff. But as far as Nas goes, man, he's a good player. He's a really good player, and he's going to get second-line minutes right behind Nathan MacKinnon in Colorado, so he could score 30 goals again. I wouldn't even be surprised. Nas is really good. You just had you had to make a play. You know, if you're the Leafs, you had to make a play, and decisions have to be made if you're going to have a better defensive core. And I think they actually did get better with that one, because now Ceci was looking like the first pairing right-hand shot, and that was going to be awful. So I'm glad they did that, and I don't think they're done. I think ideally you make one more move to get another right-hand shot that is better than Ceci. Move Ceci down to the third pair, and have whoever you get, either via free agent signing or another trade, be the second pairing defenseman. Now, there's not a whole lot they can do as far as signing someone goes. They're probably going to have to be a trade if they're going to improve on that, because they're getting a little tight on the cap space if you consider that they have to re-sign Marner, Kerfoot, and I think that's it. I think it's only Marner and Kerfoot that have to be re-signed. You'd like to get Gardner, but that's just isn't happening anymore. But whatever, it's just the price you have to pay. People are going to have to move on. But yeah, I don't think they're done. Oh yeah, they signed Jason Spezza too. That's pretty good. But I don't think they're done. They're definitely going to be on the move to try and acquire a second pairing defenseman on the right-hand side. But the interesting part of it is, now the Leafs are out of anchors. They are out of everyone that should have been traded and people thought would get traded and thought should get traded, you know, either because of getting suspended or via the contract situations. They're all gone. Zaitsev's gone. Connor Brown is gone. They are all out. So now, if the Leafs make another trade, it's going to be one where the fan base might be a little split on, okay? If it is with a roster player, it's going to have to be to fit under the cap. So, I don't know who goes. You're going to have to tell me in the comment section who you think goes next. If the Leafs are to make a trade for a second pairing defenseman, who goes next? Is it Janssen? Is it Kapanen? Janssen is signed for longer. Kapanen might have a better ceiling because he's so much faster than most people on this planet, man. Kapanen is just so special. Sure, Janssen is a more well-rounded player right now, but I think Kapanen, like, if I get to only keep one, I am probably keeping Kapanen, because you just show him a few things that, like, he does wrong systematically, you know, and strategy-wise, and Kapanen is going to be an absolute beast, okay? He's going to be damn near unstoppable. There's a reason why he was a first-round pick, okay? There's a damn reason. And so it's gonna be interesting if they make another trade, because now it's getting to the point where they have to trade guys that the fan base doesn't necessarily want to see go, right? So it's gonna be one of those guys. I mean, Dubas said he wasn't trading Nylander, but that might be a thing you have to consider if it gets you, you know, a decent package back. Listen, I was never a fan of telling Nylander that he wasn't going to trade him, but, you know, teams have said that they're not shopping players and they're not trading players before, and they ended up trading him, i.e. PK Subban in Montreal. It's just, you're not thinking you're going to trade a player until the right offer comes along, and then all of a sudden you really want to trade that player. You know what I'm saying? So overall, what I think of the trade, I think it is a very good trade for the Toronto Maple Leafs. And let me tell you what, I have a few friends that are Leafs fans. Okay, by the way, oh wow, that was awful. I just slid all the way to the right. That was trash. I thought the puck was going to bounce to the right, and it very much did not. Tie hockey game heading into the third, but whatever. But I was just about to say, I have a lot of friends that are Leafs fans, and before someone comments, dude, I thought you were an Oilers fan. What the fuck are you talking about this? Listen, bro, I know I'm an Oilers fan. I'm still allowed to talk about the Leafs, okay? The Leafs are my second favorite team. I want to make that clear. Very, very clear. Second team, okay? They are not... If the Leafs take on the Oilers in the Stanley Cup Finals, which that has a very, 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 very low percentage of chance of that happening, but if ever that happens, I'm going for the Oilers, man. I'm sorry. It's just, it is what it is. But I do like the Leafs too, and I'm allowed to talk about it, man. Shit, most of the Leafs fans that I talk to, I think, actually, no, all of the Leafs fans that I talk to really like that deal for the Leafs. And, it's good, man. I also like it. They give up the high pick, but so what? It's a third. They got a third in the CC deal somehow. You know, they gave up Zaitsev, and they still ended up, oh, man, I couldn't play that puck. It's all good. Still ended up getting the high pick. That was interesting. That was really interesting. I'm still not sure how that happened. But, man, whatever. It is what it is. It's a pretty damn good deal when you consider that your strength was offense, your weakness was defense, and you brought someone back the other way, you know, who can actually replace Kadri's role in Kerfoot, Alex Kerfoot. He's, like I said, he's not going to play as well as Nazem Kadri, of course, but still, dude, you play a guy that you can slot in that position in the lineup. Oof, that would have been a weird goal. So you can put him in the same slot as Naz. He's not going to be as effective, but you can put him there. And you get a defenseman back? Come on, dude. And they're paying him $2.75 million for Tyson Barrie. That is ridiculous because of the salary retention. $2.75 million is absolutely beautiful. So overall, man, as I'm recording this right now, Dubas hasn't made any other move. It is July 2nd, and we're out here. I hope you guys had a wonderful Canada Day, by the way, if you guys are Canadian. Most of my audience actually is American, which is interesting. It's interesting, but it is what it is, even though I make mostly hockey content. As far as who I would trade next, okay, I don't like calling people out by name, but Adam Wild has been tripping on Twitter thinking or saying that they should trade Jake Muzzin for a right-handed defenseman. I hate that. I don't like that at all because, sure, they have a decent left side, but Gardner's not there anymore, man. He's just not. He's not going to be, like, Muzzin's going to leave all whole. And considering how good of a cap hit that Muzzin is, you're either going to have to move something else to fit it under the cap, or you're just not going to get as good of a defenseman as Jake Muzzin, because if you're going to go and trade the same amount of dollars, you're not going to get a good enough defenseman to replace Muzzin, except on the right-hand side. You know, it's just not going to happen. So you're going to have to make another move to clear up more cap space for that. So that's very interesting. I think Adam Wild is tripping a little bit, but I mean, I respect it. Like, I respect it. You want to put the emphasis on the right side of the defense, but right now, like I said, if they can just find a way to get a second pairing right-hand shot defenseman, they're going to be just fine. And guys, remember, halfway through the season, man, or maybe even out of camp if he's had a great camp. Let's go. Nice goal. On the clapper from the point. But they still have Timothy Liljegren coming in hot from the Marlies, okay? He's probably not going to be a second pairing guy this year. Yeah, actually, I would bet money on it. And the last time I made a bet, and the last time I bet money on the Leafs, I won the bet. So just want to point that out. For anyone that doesn't know, my buddy said despite the injury, Austin Matthews was still going to hit 40 goals. And he said that in around December, I think, and I said, no, the fuck, he is not hitting 40 goals. And so we bet on it. We bet some actual money on it, okay? And I ended up winning because he finished with 37. So don't bet against me, basically, is what I'm getting at. So, yeah, not going to be a second pairing guy this year, Liljegren, or at least not a good one. Like, he's not going to play as one. They might force him to play it because injuries and shit. So he might be on the roll, but I don't think he's going to be oh my goodness, that was a bone-crushing hit. I don't think he's going to play like a second pairing defenseman. I just want to clarify what I'm saying here. Now, maybe the next one to go, actually, I just seen that might be Hyman. I don't know, man. I really like Hyman. He has just the right amount of finish that he makes so much sense keeping around. I really like Hyman. I don't think we should have him go. I don't think the Leafs, man, dude, their lineup is good. They just need to find a way to get it a little bit better on the right side. And that might just be a waited out scenario, where you just kind of, like I said, wait it out as we make a nice save. But you might just have to wait for backup from the Marlies, because I don't think they have anyone on the roster right now that they could trade away, fill in the role, and, I mean, get something back for him. Like, you're going to have to give a pretty significant player to get a second pairing defenseman, right-hand defenseman, you know, back. So I don't think it's going to happen. But overall, man, I love Nas. Thank you so much for being out here for like 10 years, damn near a decade. I think it might actually be a decade as a Leaf. Was he a 2009 draft? I think he was a 2009 draft. But yeah, damn near a decade, if not an actual decade as a Maple Leaf, and he's been through everything with this team, so we got to give him respect. Even though I was mad at him for getting suspended in the playoffs in the first round, you got to give him respect, but you got to give him something to get something, and I ain't mad at it, man. Tyson Barrie is going to be huge for the Leafs, okay? Okay, he's going to be amazing. I hope so anyway. That's my prediction. Tyson Barrie is going to be huge, and we had a pretty decent night here as far as goaltending goes. As Frederik Andersen, we didn't have, you know, the greatest save percentage, 2 goals against. Yeah, we're under 900, so that's not the greatest. But I feel like one of those goals was entirely my defense's fault. So I mean, it is what it is. But that was my thoughts, okay, on the Tyson Barrie for Nazem Kadri trade. And I think it's pretty good. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you did, please hook your boy up and punch the like button in the face. Spam the hell out of it, comment, and subscribe. I'm G20, man. As always, I love y'all. And I'm out this bitch. Peace.